back to my channel. This video is pretty much going to be about my first birth experience. Okay. So, as you guys know, my son Jace, I had him at 27 weeks. Now, I did want to do a natural birth with him as well, but you know, things had took its own route with that pregnancy. So I'm just gonna talk about my experience. All right, so pretty much everything went pretty normal from the beginning. I'll tell you guys how I found out I was pregnant. Well, I had just got out of basic training not too long ago, and I was actually going to my primary care doctor to get some pain meds for my back and my birth control, because you know they make you stop taking all that stuff when you're in basic. So, well, that's how I found out I was pregnant. He came back, you know, they had to make you do a urine test before giving you birth control to make sure you're not pregnant. He told me, and I was just like, I ain't taking him serious. I was in denial for a long time, and he was like, you know, that's why I brought the test back out to you, because I figured you would think I was joking. And I still didn't believe him, so I continued to do everything as normal. Even when I had drills, I'm still, you know, working on the trucks and everything. It wasn't until I went to my OBGYN where it kind of hit me for real, to hit her head. So the first person I told was my sister. Yeah, the first person I told was my sister. Then I eventually ended up telling my mom. I told her by text. I was so scared. I thought she was gonna be like upset or something, but she wasn't, so that was good. But as I was saying, everything went normal up until maybe about 20 weeks. Everything hurt. Like, it hurt to walk, it hurt to have sex, everything hurt, you know. And people was telling me, like, you know, it's too soon for sex to hurt and for you to be hurting walking or whatever. So I would tell my doctor, of course, and I don't know if they took me serious or not, because they just kept saying everything was normal. So I actually had him on my birthday. I was still working, and I went to work. I worked at a call center, and I was thinking that, you know, I had to use the bathroom, like number 2. So as soon as I hung up the phone with that customer, I went to the bathroom, and as soon as I put my pants down, you know, blood just started going everywhere. So, you know, I immediately started thinking that, dang, I have a miscarriage or something. So I called my mom, then I called my grandma. They came. My mom was in Columbia. She came down, and I had to get a lot of tissue and wrap it up, you know, put it in my underwear, because of course I didn't have a pad, nothing. I'm not supposed to be bleeding. I'm pregnant. So I'm just walking slow, and I'm crying because I don't know what to think. And I get to my supervisor, and I'm trying to tell her, you know, that I need to go to the hospital. Something is wrong. And I just couldn't get my sentence out, because as I'm standing there talking to her, I can feel the blood pouring out of me. So now I'm panicking. And it's like, I've never believed in really calling the ambulance, because I just feel like they take their precious time sometimes, and anybody got time to wait on them. Point blank, period. So what I did was I got in the car, and about maybe 4 or 5 minutes away was his aunt on his dad's side. His aunt or whatever. And well, his mom, his grandparents, you know, that whole household. So I went there, and you know, I explained to them what was going on. Then his sister drove me to the hospital, and apparently I had a blood clot that was actively expanding. And if I would have gotten there any later, you know, we both could have lost our lives. And they don't really know what caused it. They say trauma, but I don't really call it trauma going on, whatever. But the thing is, about 2 days before that, I went to the emergency room near me, which was on a military post, complaining of, you know, pain down there and stuff. And they didn't see anything. So they also did an ultrasound. And what's so crazy, it's like such an outdated hospital. What's so crazy is I didn't even recognize the baby on the ultrasound. I'm like, what am I looking at? And they're saying, you know, that's the baby. Oh, okay. So I just took their word for it because, you know, they're the doctors, not me. And plus, I didn't expect for any of this to happen afterwards, whatever. But once I got to the hospital, they had a hard time finding the heartbeat. So once they found the heartbeat, I was more relaxed. But before then, I was still a little panicking. I was still crying because you got the nurse telling me to change into this and change into that. And I'm like, lady, it's blood pouring out of me. And I don't know if y'all taking me serious or not. Do y'all think I done lost the baby? Y'all not rushing or anything like that? I don't know. But I changed and I laid on the bed. I was still bleeding. I believe they must have done another ultrasound. I believe that may be how they found the blood clot or whatever. So apparently it was like a placenta abruption. And I had to have an emergency C-section. Then I started crying even more because it's like, dang, it's my birthday for one. Two, I'm only 27 weeks. And y'all talking about having a C-section. I'm thinking that, you know, y'all gonna maybe do something to give me something, see what's going on. And I'm gonna go ahead and go back home or be put on bed rest or something like that. But it didn't happen that way. So I had the C-section. I don't really remember any of that. I think I remember like waking up at one point. I think they rolled me in the NICU and let me peek at Jace or whatever, but I don't remember nothing else after that or whatever. So next thing I remember, I was in my room waking up and I was in a lot of pain. If y'all don't know, C-sections really do hurt. I think it hurts more so because it's hard to walk. You can't laugh. You can't lift nothing. Pretty much just can't do nothing. And I'm a very goofy person, even though there wasn't a goofy time. But you know, you still have laughing moments, especially after the fact when you're at home. So that was a tough part for me too. And going up steps and things like that. But as far as my NICU experience, the hospital I was at was University Hospital, and the NICU staff there was amazing, like more than amazing. I didn't have any problems with the nurses or anything like that. They all took very good care of Jace. I will say we had a few scares in there. When he was first in there, of course, you know, he was 2.7 pounds, 2.10 pounds when he was born. So, you know, you got this little tiny baby that can fit in your hand. And it's like, the time came for them to try to show us how to change his diaper. And then, you know, the first skin-to-skin experience. I did breastfeed. So the first nursing experience. So it was a crazy experience. I'm not gonna say it's a good experience because it was very depressing, I would say, because when you have your baby, you expect to bring your baby home, you know. And he stayed in there for about 2.5 months, I believe. Yeah, so he stayed in there for about 2.5 months, and that means I had to drive from home to the hospital. I did that every night. I probably maybe missed one night, if that, but I was there every day. And I know at one point he caught an infection. I thought he wasn't going to make it because he had this little small, little cute little cry. Because, you know, his lungs and his voice wasn't developed. Nothing was developed at that time. So, he was active and his feet would just be kicking out like this right here when he would cry in his arms. But then one day he was just like dead weight, like literally like just like this. And it was because the infection was taking over his tiny little body. So the machine was breathing for him. I mean, yeah, he was back and forth off of like the CPAP and the ventilator, depending on his progress, but it was never that bad. And as the doctor was explaining, he kind of flopped his arm up, and you could see that it was dead weight. And they didn't know, you know, what kind of infection it was, or why he was reacting to it like that. But it turns out it was a yeast infection in his bloodstream, and I'm not sure how that happens, but yeah, it got in his bloodstream. But after that, everything else went pretty good. He had to pass a car seat test in order to be released, and a few other tests. Came home on a heart monitor, but he did good on a heart monitor. I mean, everything else went pretty smooth. It was just a very nerve-wracking experience that I wouldn't wish on anybody. Did I get bit? I did. That I wouldn't wish on anybody, or whatever. So later on, right now he gets OT, speech, physical therapy. They did diagnose him with cerebral palsy. He is catching up. He's doing so much better than most kids with that diagnosis. So it's awesome. He recently started walking. Well, he's running now, but he's kind of on his toes because he still has tight muscles and things like that. And he has a procedure coming up next month, but he's not talking yet, but that's going to come too. But overall, he's doing good. Proud preemie mom over here. But that's my experience. I see a lot of people share their experiences on, you know, the internet. So I just thought I would, you know, give y'all a little insight on my experience, and then I'm going to actually do another video talking about this pregnancy here and how this is going, and how the first pregnancy has me feeling with this pregnancy. So stay tuned.